This is part 4 of National Master Agreement Fun Facts, teaching you what you need to know to defend yourself when others fail to do so. Today we are going to dive into some important rules in the Teamsters UPS contract in regards to annual safety training and documentation. If UPS management fails to follow these safety requirements, an employee can file a grievance on them for each incident of noncompliance. If filing grievances are not sufficient to correct the unsafe practices, an employee can file complaints with their local government agencies. Let us go over some excerpts from the Teamster National Master Agreement in regards to UPS management's obligations to train employees. First, let us take a look at the section on handling hazardous materials. Section 21. Hazardous Materials Handling Program. The employer and the union, in compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA), have developed a comprehensive program to deal with hazardous material spills, the UPS Damaged Package Response Procedure. As a result of the agreement, the employer developed a training program for individuals who are responsible for responding to spills of hazardous materials. The employer agrees to 2. Provide 1 hour of awareness training to every employee who handles packages potentially containing hazardous materials. 3. Conduct training for new employees during orientations and for current employees during normal working hours, with all employees compensated at the appropriate rate of pay. 4. Provide the necessary medical examination for designated first responders at no cost to the employee. 5. Provide annual refresher training to all employees. It has been reported that there are some cases where employees have not been receiving their annual trainings, and that management has just been reporting and documenting that these trainings have been completed anyways. This is fraud. If you suspect that management is doing this to you, it is recommended that you report this to your shop steward immediately, because if management is completing your safety training under your name without you being present, they are going against the union contract. It is also recommended that you contact a local government agency. We will come back to this topic in a bit. Note: another issue that is important to remember when working in UPS is the proper safe handling of packages with leaking broken glass in the workplace. OSHA has certain regulations listed on the proper handling of leaking broken glass. The employee who is responsible for cleaning up broken glass must be wearing appropriate PPE. Gloves should be cut-resistant to protect hands from sharp edges, while safety goggles safeguard the eyes from flying glass shards. The workplace must provide proper tools for cleanup and disposal. The employees who handle the cleanup of broken glass must also be trained in safe glass handling procedures. If a package is leaking broken glass, there is no way for employees to be certain that the broken glass hasn't been in contact with a chemical or biohazard. So management should not be asking employees to clean up or handle broken glass if they are not trained and protected with proper PPE. Now let us look at some highlights from the National Master Agreement on Management's Training Responsibilities for Heat Illness Prevention. Section 27. Heat-related injury and illness prevention. The employer shall establish and implement a heat illness prevention plan. The plan shall be made available for viewing by employees and the union. Employees shall be trained on the contents of the employer's heat illness prevention plan. The employer shall 4. Train employees to report heat-related symptoms and request emergency assistance. 10. Monitor employees for heat-related illness and injury. 11. Communicate heat-related injury and illness events during the pre-shift communication meetings, PCM, to review prevention steps. 12. Identify areas that can be used for shade or cool zones. 13. Employees shall be allowed to follow best practices as outlined in the employer's heat stress training. It is important to note that UPS management also has a responsibility to call 911 if they suspect someone is suffering from heat stroke. It is listed in their management computer training that they have an obligation to do so. There have been reports that there are some sort operations that are not doing PCMs at all. This is fraud, because UPS Corporate expects every sort to be performing daily PCMs. If PCMs are done correctly, they are a great way for management to inform employees of real legitimate safety concerns without singling anybody out. And, as previously mentioned, if management is not performing your annual safety trainings, It is recommended that you inform your shop steward and contact your local government agencies because this is also fraud and goes against the union contract. The union contract also states that all new and existing employees who handle packages shall be provided with periodic training in the recognition and proper handling of over 70-pound packages. So finally, let us read this together. No supervisor shall use a dyad, or any other information recorded through the use of any other technology, under the name of an hourly employee unless the employee is present. This includes for the purpose of training and demonstration. What does this mean? This means that if management fraudulently fills out any of your annual trainings on your behalf without you even being present, they are going against the union contract. This also means that if they are filling out your signature or signing RTS on your behalf on any swims, method evaluations, and any other safety documentation that requires your signature without your knowledge or consent, they are committing fraud and are going against the union contract. Forgery is a crime. If you suspect that management is forging your signature, one of the things that you can do to investigate this is to request your personnel records. Each state has their own laws on employees requesting their personnel records. In Washington state, employers must provide copies of an employee's or former employee's personnel file, including but not limited to payroll, training documentation, evaluations, and disciplinary records within 21 calendar days of the employee's request, and at no cost to the employee, or else face statutory fines. If the employee needs to hire an attorney to enforce this law, the employer will also have to pay for any reasonable attorney fees. We will discuss this further in another video.